It's your girl, Stars Tina, and I am here to tell you something that's going to shift your entire life. Now, if you're looking to turn your dreams into reality, then join me for my vision board experience. This isn't like your ordinary, boring vision board event. This right here is an event where you get to align with your dreams, and you're going to get actionable steps so you can reach your goals. We're also going to elevate your mindset and give you a roadmap to success. So if you want to crush your goals, if you want to build your business and elevate your mind so that you can be and do the best that you want to do, join us Saturday, December 21st. Now, let me tell you some of the speakers because I'm so excited about it. The one speaker I'm the most excited about, Ramon Ray. We love Ramon Ray. He's coming through. He is a celebrity CEO, and he's going to be talking about business.
After Ramon, we have Dr. Delatoro.
Then we got my girl, Toyin Crandall. Am I the only one who loves Toyin? She's going to be talking about money, 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 money. Money. We love Toyin. Money mindset coach. That's who she is. And one of the best speakers that I know. He's got the swag. He's got the style. He's got the charisma. It is LeVar Taylor. I am so excited. If you want this energy, if you want this excitement, join me and my friends Saturday, December 21st. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye. Hey, grand rising, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you and also you. I am Stars Tina and welcome. Now, who am I? What do I do? I'm a life and health coach, that person that's going to take you from good to great to amazing. Now, fitness is my foundation. I love fitness. I love moving. And fitness is the one thing that keeps me grounded. Fitness is the one thing that keeps me focused on my goals, on my dreams. Fitness is the one thing that has pushed me through all the traumatides in my life. Now, a traumedy, my friends, is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. Now, this happens for everybody. Everyone gets them, right? But some people kind of get stuck there. Now, for me, I have used different tools, skills, and strategies to get me through these traumatides. And that's what I focus on. I do one-on-one coaching. I do group coaching as well. But I realized I can't do this alone, right? Whenever you see me, there's three things I like to say. Three things that I'm going to do for you. And the first one is motivate you. Now, motivation is amazing. Am I the only person that sometimes needs some extra motivation, right? Maybe it's a music video. Maybe it's a fitness class. Maybe it's a book. I don't know. But I am here to motivate you to be the best you that you can be. I am here to motivate you, to empower and encourage you, to let you know you can do this, girl and guy. Now, after I motivate you, my goal is to inspire you, right? Because motivation doesn't last that long. It comes, then it goes real quick. So I want to inspire you. I want to inspire you so much. You have these big dreams, these big goals, because we all can do anything we want to do. And it starts with your why. Your why has to be so big. You can't do it by yourself. It's like, this is very hard. And I have huge whys. That's why I bring in the most amazing people, because God has gifted me with these ideas, right? These dreams, these goals, and I need help. I need you too. So I'm here to inspire you to reach for those goals and encourage you, motivate, inspire, and lastly, educate. So my friend, I'm sorry, not educate. Educate is also needed, but transformation, right? We all need that transformation, like the caterpillar that turns to the butterfly, and nothing happens by accident. Everything. Today was a big light bulb moment for me, that everything is purposeful. Everything is meant to be, whether it's something bad, whether it's something good, whether it's an accident, whether it's a trauma, tragedy, traumedy, right? There's a purpose to it. And let me give you an example. I recently moved to Tampa, Florida. I love Florida, by the way. Jersey people, you gotta come, you gotta come, you gotta come. You're gonna love it here. And I was really nervous when I first came. I was like,
I don't know anybody here. I don't know anyone in Tampa, right? I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I had nothing, as Whitney Houston would say, nothing but my faith in God. Today, let's fast forward. I got a new car. I got, my business is starting to thrive. I did get a little part-time job so that I could meet people. I joined an amazing church. I joined a running club. I love it, right? So life is going good. And I just parked my new car, not even 2 months old, right in front of my house. And I get up one morning and there's a paper on the car. And I'm like, who put a paper on my car? I'm more annoyed about the paper on the dashboard than to read it. I'm just like, what does this say? And if you know anything about me, I'm like this. I'm like, what is this talking about? And the person said, I'm so sorry I hit your car. I'm like, and I look at the car. I'm like, where did they hit the car? And I look in the front and there's this huge dent bashed in. And like I said, the car isn't even 2 months old. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't have time for this. So I call her and she's saying, actually I text or maybe I called. I don't know what I did. And she's saying how she doesn't speak English too well. So I call her husband. Let's fast forward to today, which is like 2 months later, car finally fixed. But this whole process, I didn't even want to deal with it. Calling the insurance company, calling them, going back and forth, like it was annoying for me. Thank God that I had a friend that assisted in the whole process. Because if it was up to me, my friends, I would still have the dent in the car and just be like, whatever. Because it was driving. I mean, you had to cut the bumper a little when you turn the corner. But I was like, I don't want to deal with all of that stuff. And I realized in life, you have to realize your limitations or the things you really don't like to do. Like, I know I just didn't want to handle that. So I was like, can I get some help? You got to ask for help, right? So the person who fixed their car, First Now Dent Enterprise in Tampa, Florida. And when I first had a conversation with this guy, I looked at my phone. I was like, really? Why is he so mean? And it wasn't the fact that he was mean. It was more of direct. And sometimes in life, we take people's directness, people's purpose, when people actually know what they want to do, being mean. I am not a mean person, right? I always say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And yeah, sometimes I got to chill with the energy, but I just know what I want, right? And that's how this person was. So he's very direct, very direct, very direct. And I'm just like, so the car was finished, I guess, yesterday, but I didn't really have time to pick it up yesterday. So I said, can I pick it up on Wednesday? And he's like, okay, come at 7:15. Now, mind you, I had to get a rent-a-car and all this stuff. They paid for everything. Geico did an amazing job. They didn't even have to go through my insurance. But anyway, I said, well, the car Enterprise, they don't open until 8 a.m. He replies, you can come here at 7:15 to get your car. I have an appointment at 8:20. And I'm looking at the phone and I'm just like, what's the big deal? I'm just picking up my car. Like, what's the purpose of this? So when I dropped the car off originally, him and I had a conversation. We were talking and I was like, wow, this man is pretty amazing. He's not like I thought. But yesterday I'm like, why can't I just pick up my car? Anyway, I was like, you know what, Tina? Breathe, right? And it's wild how sometimes we'll take what we see in a text to heart, right? And you can't take someone's feelings and emotions from a text message. So I said, okay, T, okay. You'll go there, get the keys at 7:15, drive the rent-a-car over there, wait till they open, drop off the car, have them drive you back over there. So this morning, I like to be early because I say 15 minutes early, you're on time. When you're on time, you're late. And when you're late, you're left. And I got there like 7 o'clock. So 7:10, I walk over and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hi. I wasn't upset because I'm a morning person. So he takes me to his car and he says, yes, I cleaned your car. I wanted to show you what I did. And I was like, oh, goodness. Let me tell you guys. He not only cleaned the car in detail, it's not even like a cleaning. He took it somewhere and got it detailed, but he did some type of coating, like a spray paint. The car looked better than when I first bought it. He did something to the rims and something to the trim. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And here I am getting like all upset because he wants me to come early. And he said, I did this as a favor to you because you said the magic words when we first spoke. And I said, what was that? He said, Jesus. I said, Jesus? I didn't even recall saying this, I guess, because I talk about my wonderful God and Jesus so much, it just naturally came out. And the point of this whole story is I met him by accident, right? My car got hit. If my car would have never got hit, I never would have met this amazing man. And you don't even know the jewels, the gems that he dropped into my soul over the period of these 2 months as we were talking. He shared how both of his parents were horrible, right? Really didn't do much, blah, 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 blah. And then he mentioned how he had certain mentors in his life. Because again, whenever I find someone who's successful, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Not only does he have the auto body shop, but he owns a martial arts studio on top of it. He does martial arts and he's sharing all the wonderful things he's done in his life, all the wonderful things his kids has done, showing me his Lamborghini. Did you know that a Lamborghini costs $175,000? When he told me that, I was like, what? And it's wild how certain people understand certain things. Because when I first saw the car, I was like, oh, that's a cute car. What kind is it? A Corvette? Because he had a Corvette in his office. He's like, no, hon, that's a Lamborghini. I was like, oh, you can see I don't really know cars too much. But my point is, I was able to be around this man and learn from him. So today, I want to share what I learned from him to you, the power of your words, the power of the people you surround yourself with. Now, if you did not know, you see a link scrolling across the bottom right there, right? You see that link on the bottom right there? I am putting together an event, Angeline Moore and myself together. We've been working together for over a year. It's like, I love her so much. And it's called Elevate Your Business. We've been doing different summits, workshops, you name it. We got so much going on. Just look up Elevate Your Business. And being it's the last quarter of the year, I was like, okay, what do we want to focus on? Vision boards. So we are having a visionary transformation. It's going down this Saturday, starting at 9:30 with like some little pre-stuff going on. I'm reading a great book. It's by John Maxwell. And if you've never heard of him, get from under the rock. The name of the book is called The 15 Invaluable Laws. I think that's it. I can't seem to open it up on here. Oh, there it is. I'm on my phone because I have Audible. Do you have Audible? The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. That is the name of the book. So many gems. I'm going to have to listen to the book again. And today it's all about the power of who you know, right? This Saturday, like I said, we have guest speakers coming through. I have about 7 or 8. We're going to be talking about health and wellness, community, business and finances. We're going to be talking about relationships, community, spirituality, a whole bunch of oodles of stuff. We have workshops aligned with it. So you definitely want to sign up right there. This is an event. It's no cost to come. Why do you say this? Because I feel God has gifted me with all of the energy, the strength to pull these people together. And I want to be able to give it to you so you have no excuse but to succeed for 2025. Now, if you want to get a little more value, sign up for the VIP because then you're going to get one-on-one. All right, crew. All right, family. It's time for that Wednesday show. We don't have a name for the show yet. But I'm so excited that I got my girl, Allison. And together, every single Wednesday, we haven't confirmed a time yet as well. That's okay. This is our last show of this year. And it's our second show. We're so excited. Starting in January, every Wednesday, when you come here, we're going to be talking about Traumedy No More for kids. It's going to be dedicated and focused for your children, of course, for the parents as well, to help them out. And we're going to be teaching different skills and tools, skills, and strategies to empower, to encourage, to motivate, to inspire young children. So you can just forward this off to your friends, to your family, to wherever, to give it to their children, because we're going to teach them how to tap into those uncomfortable feelings like anxiety, like stress, like depression. Once you're tapped into those feelings, then, my friends, we're going to teach you how to push through the pain with things like breath work, things like punching bags. All right, without further ado, make some noise. Give it up. Girl, hey, how you doing? How you feeling?
Hello, good. How are you?
Amazing. Can you please share with all the people who you are, where you hail from, what you do?
Yep. So my name is Allie. I am a licensed clinical social worker and a registered play therapist, and I work at a private practice in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
I love it. Can you recap what we did last week when we talked about, I talked about vision boards. You called it a something.
The treatment plans, yeah.
Thank you. What a treatment plan is for anyone who doesn't know, just to recap.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a clinical document that we make that's kind of a working document. It changes as we go. That we just kind of talk about what are things you want to work on, what are goals that you have for therapy. So is it to decrease anxiety? Is it to increase communication with your parents? Is it to increase participation in school and like increase grades in school, things like that.
I love it. I love it. Now, if you can explain how does a parent know if their child needs therapy? Because it's like, I remember years ago, this woman told me she was taking her baby to a chiropractor. I'm like, it's a baby, right? I don't get it. And then therapy, you think it's a child. When did this first start? If you have any idea, if you can give us some history on the importance of therapy for a child, because I truly think I know some children that need therapy, but I want to give them some history. Can you give us some history with that, if you can?
Yeah, I mean, I think a good book to read if you want to know more about it is a book called Dibs, and it's written by uh, oh my gosh, Virginia Axline. I don't know
How do you
why her
spell
name
it?
just slipped it. Dibs, and then Virginia, like the state, and then Axline. And she is a therapist who worked with a child and kind of wrote a book on that. And I think ultimately there's nothing really essentially that I would say is like super, I mean, kids can go to therapy for anything. Little kids that are learning how to express their emotions, if you want to make sure that they're learning effective emotional expression, kids that are having a hard time adjusting to school, if you just moved, if there was a new baby, a divorce, like anything can be a reason for therapy. If you're noticing they're having a hard time sleeping, they're having temper tantrums, they're crying, they're, mentioning like they feel like they can't breathe. So different symptoms that could be anxiety, could be depression, ADHD. And I think in like, because I've been a therapist since COVID and like the post-COVID world, so that I feel like at this point, any kid could benefit from therapy because no one knew what we were doing with COVID, and therapists too. We were just doing our best. Um, and I think given a lot of things that are going on in the world now, that it's not uncommon for kids to be in therapy because kids are scared, kids are nervous, kids are, dealing with social skills, trying to learn how to do all that. I hope that
I love
answered.
it. I love it. That's a great answer. If you're watching this and you have any questions about children and therapy and anxiety and depression, drop your questions in the chat right now. And as you're speaking, I'm just like, that is every human in the world. Well, I can only talk about in America, right?
Yeah.
Just waking up, eating the foods, that can just be so stressful. I have a question for you. What would happen? And I'm thinking about myself. That's the only person I can think about. If a child does not get the help and support they need, if they have anxiety, if they have stress, if they have depression, or at 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 years old, what can happen to them as an adult as a result of not getting help?
Um, I mean, I think that right, like the mental illness isn't gonna go away, and I think it gets confusing because they don't really understand. And what I see a lot of times with adults that I work with is that they weren't given therapy. And I think that our generation, that we're seeing now are kind of like first generation of people going to therapy and taking care of their mental health. And I think like we're as a generation kind of learning like it was sorry, hair in my mouth. It was okay to right like punish your children physically, that now we're kind of like, hey, that's child abuse. You can spank them on the butt, but anything else is child abuse. In like schools and things, right? They would like hit you with the ruler, like things that are not okay that we're learning are not okay. And I think that a lot of adults that I see now are kind of like, I don't know, my family didn't believe in therapy. And now I have all this, like, right, like trauma that I need to work through, or I've had this anxiety, this depression, this ADHD, this anything for so long that I've never been able to work through that. They're like, help. And it for me, it makes me sad because I'm like, I feel like you didn't get the full quality of life because you didn't get the help you needed when you were a child. That right, like I think of myself that if I didn't learn coping skills and how to cope with my anxiety, I didn't want to leave the house. Like, how would that have played out as an adult? Would I have gone to college? Would I have gotten my master's? Would I be where I am right now? Probably not. Um, So I think it can be helpful so we don't give into it, because if you don't know what it is and everyone around you doesn't know what it is, even like adults that I see, they're like, "Oh, my mom didn't believe that it was anxiety. She just said I was dramatic." Like, no, no, it might really be something, and it's okay to get your kid help. It's okay if they're not perfect. It's okay if as a parent you don't believe or understand mental health, but if your kid needs help, get them help.
I love that. I love that. If you're watching this on the replays, do me a favor, just type in the chat replays. If you have any questions, type it in the chat right now. Because as you're speaking, Allison, one of my targets for this show, right? We're going to be doing this Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? Wednesdays, we'll figure out the time for the next year, right? And my goal is for us to transform lives, right? People that are watching this, they're going to start understanding. We're going to each week, and I want you to think of something as I'm talking right now, Allison. Each week, I want us to give one tip that a parent can do to support the child. And these tips are going to help the child be better. I also, another goal that I want is for parents to see this and understand, yeah, maybe I need to get my child some support. Maybe I need to get some support. Because like you said, as a child, if you weren't made aware of what you were going through, then you wouldn't be where you are today. And I didn't start therapy until after my son was murdered. That's when I started therapy, because they're like, you need therapy. And I'm like, okay, if that's what people say. And it's wild because there's depression, and people who are clinically depressed, they have to take medication. And I remember I said to my therapist, I was like, am I depressed? And she asked me a few questions. And she says, you're not depressed. You're just sad. You're just sad that your son is gone. And it's important that you understand what you're actually feeling, right? You have to really tap into those feelings. And then I think of, like, as a child for myself, I guess because my mother always gave us the ability to speak, right? So you can talk. And a lot of people, like parents, like, shut up, be quiet, sit down. I did the same thing with my kids. I let them just grow. What is it that you want to do? So that's my takeaway of something that I can do. And woo, if I would have gotten like some mental mental help, excuse me, I'm still kind of sick. If I would have gotten some mental help when I was younger, oh my gosh, I can't imagine how much amazing I would be. And I know for me, Allison, the one thing that I struggled with as a child, teenager, and as an adult is being a Black woman with hair issues. That was the one. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds silly, but that was the hardest thing for me. First of all, you're light skinned. You're supposed to have good hair, as they call it, right? You don't know because you're white, but in the Black community, there's good hair, there's straight hair, there's this hair, there's whatever. Now, my mother has this long, beautiful, flowy hair. My sister has this long, beautiful, flowy hair. My mother's from Bermuda. My father is from South Carolina, Lake City, South Carolina, right? Let's just say I got the hair genes from my father. So my mother would give me this afro. Afros weren't too cute in the 5th grade, right? Then, I got to spray it down. Then I had the curly kid. Then I had all this stuff going on. I didn't really know who I was. When I was around white people, I thought I had to act a certain way. When I was around Black people, and my whole life, I was just like, who am I? And I'd scrunch down because I wasn't confident with who I was. And I remember a few years ago when I started being natural, I actually stopped the perm and then I would do braids and stuff. And I was like, girl, talking to myself, because I'm always talking to myself. I was like, girl, once you really embrace your hair, once you really embrace that, you're going to be unstoppable. And a few years ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And now, let me just tell you, I love my hair. But I say that to say, Allison, as a child, if I was taught it's okay to love your hair, whatever, I would feel so much better. So my goal is for us in this show is to teach that. What are your thoughts about what I say? Chris, agree, disagree?
No, I agree. And I think like that's what I work with parents on too, is like being mindful of things that you say, because I think like, unfortunately, with a lot of our generation, like parents don't realize sometimes if you're a mom, right, and you're trying on the sweater and you're like, oh my God, I look so fat in this looks so terrible. Your kids are hearing that. Like your kids are hearing how you talk about yourself, and your kids are going to put something on and be like, oh, well, I look fat in this. I look fat. This doesn't look good. Or anything like that. Oh, my hair is so disgusting. These curls, disgusting. And I think that we have to be mindful of things that we say because fortunately and also unfortunately, kids are sponges. They take in everything that we do, and how do they learn how to exist and how to be from us? That's how they learn. Like I'm thankful that I had a mom that kind of taught me all of these positive things and not to speak down to myself, and that it's okay to get help, that it's okay to need therapy, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, that all of those things are okay. Because I think that also played into obviously who I am now as an adult.
Yes. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the power, I'm typing it here, the power of your words, what you say, what you don't say. Let's talk about this for children. What are your thoughts in regards to how a parent can start to change the way they speak to their children? Because it pisses me off. I had to say that. When a parent's like cursing at their kids, that like, come on now. I could talk on a whole tangent now. On Sunday at church, they were talking about the power of your words. That's why I'm talking about this today. James chapter 3, if you're a Bible thumper, go look it up. But they were saying how your words come from your heart, right? So leading with your heart is good. It's full of love. It's full of joy. So if you're leading with your heart with what you say, it's going to make it easier. Can you tell us the importance of how you talk to your children?
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple things. I think first, like being mindful of when you're speaking about yourself or you're speaking about even people around you. Is that something that you would want your kid to say? Like almost imagine that your child is a parrot. A parrot will repeat whatever it is that you say. And if you're talking about yourself, would you want your daughter to say that about herself, your son to say that about herself, or your son to say that about a girl at school or a girl that he's dating? Like being mindful of, is that something you'd want your kids to say? Because if it's not, then don't say it. If it is, then say it. Right? Oh, this sweater makes me feel so good. This sweater is so cozy. This sweater makes me feel so comfortable. I love this sweater. Um, I also think, right, like kids learn about emotions from the people around them. So it's okay. So one thing that I do with most of the parents that I see is it's okay to verbalize out loud what you're feeling all the time. I'm really tired today. I didn't sleep that great last night. Oh, I'm really excited that next week is Christmas and I get the time off to spend with you guys. Things like that, that like it's important to verbalize that, because where do kids learn their emotions? They learn from their caregivers, whoever that might be, and being mindful of that. And then I think the last thing that I do that is way too much to dive into is letting kids know that when they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, that we set limits in an effective way, that the emotion you're feeling is okay. Maybe like the thing you're doing about it is not okay. So if you're mad and you're punching someone, right? The punching people is not okay. The being mad is, but let's change that and let's say, okay, let's do two different things. Let's give you two other ways that you can express that anger that are okay, that aren't hitting people. Because as parents, sometimes we get in a cycle of, right, my kid's mad, my kid hit someone, I yell at them, and I didn't teach them what to do. So where's the cycle? They get mad, they hit someone, I yell at them, they're mad, they hit someone, I yell at them. We're not going anywhere. We're just
Let's sit on that one for a hot second, because you do have the children, like you said, they have these feelings, they're mad and they yell. What's the best thing to say to them? Because I loved how you said you were bad. It's not what you were bad, what you did was bad. Can you talk about that a bit? How a parent can talk to a child when their child has done something wrong?
So I can't, it's what it's called is, it's called ACT limit setting. And I work on this with parents is, right, we acknowledge the feeling. So the example I love to give with this is I saw a child once who we were doing art, and I think I had on like an orange shirt or like an orange dress. I don't know, something that was orange. And the child was like, oh, Allie, you have on an orange dress. Do you know what's orange? Pumpkins. Can I paint a pumpkin on your clothes? And in my head, I'm like, no, 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 no. That would ruin my clothes. Please, no. All right. But out loud, I'm not going to say that to the kid, because then the kid's going to be like, I can't be creative ever. So I was like, wow, that was so creative. But clothes are not for painting. You can choose to paint a pumpkin on a piece of paper, and then we can tape that paper to my shirt, or you can choose to put stickers on my shirt. I don't know. I was like, I don't know if there's a pumpkin sticker, but right, because the child wanted to connect with me and wanted to be creative, At the end of the day, we're not going to paint a pumpkin on me because it's going to ruin my clothes. And I don't know that I want a pumpkin painted on my clothing by a child to wear for the rest of my day, because I do see other kids and adults. But the paper, right? If you paint it on a piece of paper and you tape it to me, cool. I could take it off once you leave. Like then you get to have that. If you put stickers on me, also cool. They don't stain my clothing. They're stickers and it's paint on a piece of paper. So different things like that. And with the kids that I work with the parents to teach them that of like, how do we set those limits? Because we offer the kids choices too, because that builds responsibility, right? Instead of as an adult, me being like, no, you can't paint on my shirt. Go paint on paper. I'm telling them what to do. I'm giving this kid choices of like, here's your options. Here's what you can do. Let's get that creativity out, right? If they were angry, let's get that anger out, that anxiety, that sadness, that nervousness, whatever it is that you're feeling, let's get it out in a healthy way that's not hitting someone. Because I think, unfortunately, crimes happen, right? People don't act on their behaviors in the best way. People are desperate for things. I don't know. People do what they do, and to think that like maybe I could prevent a small small number of that, but could help kids to express emotions in a better way that doesn't have to be hurting somebody else, that doesn't have to be causing harm, doing something that when you're older could get you in a lot of trouble.
Wow, girl, it sounds like a lot of this work is on the parents.
A little bit. I do it with the kids in session too. So like I think that it's me modeling for kids and helping the kids to be able to do that in the session room, and then also running back to the parents and being like, this is what you can do at home. Like if you can do this at home, it helps. Because I do it on both ends. Because right, like I see it happen with the kids. I see the kids change. And then I see the adults start to be like, oh, okay, I can do that differently too, and it works. So it's kind of like a both and.
Yes, I love it. I'm getting all these downloads as we're sitting here. If you're jumping through, this is Allison, and Allison is collaborated with me every Wednesday. We're going live, right? This is our last live until next year. And today we're talking about the power of your words when it comes to how you speak to your children. And Allison, download I'm going to mail you an autographed copy of my book, Traumedy No More for Kids. I don't have any more here because you have this right here. This is the teacher's edition. And what I want us to do is each week just dive into a little part of the book. And that's like can be a foundation for us, but literally your expertise in the field. And we could just talk forever on these things. So what we need you to do in order to help you is write down your questions, your concerns, your comments, right? Because the children are the future. You hear it all the time. And we all need help. We all need support. What's the last thing you can say to us about the power of your words for children?
I mean, I think just generally coming back to kids are parrots. Be mindful of what we're saying. Like if you would never want your child to say, I'm so fat and disgusting, don't say it. Because they learn from us that we want to foster right positivity in kids, and it starts at home. It starts with the people around them. If you're a brother, an older sister, an aunt, an uncle, a friend to a friend that has kids, a teacher, anyone that interacts with kids, because we all interact with kids in one way or another, be mindful of your words and how you speak in front of them, because they're going to learn from us. We're the adults. And we got to be careful about what we say, because if we want them to speak good about themselves, you speak good about yourself too.
I love that. Thank you so much for rolling through. As I said, this Saturday, I'm having an event, Elevate Your Business. It's all about a visionary transformation. How do you want to transform your life? And Allison, just tell us where people can find you, where you're working, in case they want one-on-one questions or consultations. She's going to be doing a podcast soon. She's going to be writing a book soon. There's so many things that Allison is going to be achieving next year. I'm so grateful and honored that she came to an event that I did. And I'm going to find the video just because if you guys didn't know, Allison, can you tell them a little bit about the event you were a part of this summer that we had at the rec center in Rahway?
Yeah. we did the Traumedy No More back to school thing, I think it was, right?
Yep.
Right. And it was at the rec center. We got a bunch of kids, we had speakers, the dancing, the stepping. It was so good. So fun. The yoga, the breathing. It was fun.
And what did you like best about the event?
I think the kids' involvement, honestly, if I had to say. I feel like there was so much for them. It was so fun for them.
I know.
I know that
wasn't
was the goal, but it was accomplished.
Yes. All right. I think I found the video. I got a recap video, and I want to show it to you guys because I'm so proud of the event, right? This is just things that God has just downloaded on me to share with the world, right? And this is it here. So let me make it big. Let me get this for you. This is a, I didn't even know that was showing there. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna get it, guys. It's a one-man show here. Okay, so it's not that one. This is a recap of the event that we did, and it was so much fun. We had over 20 vendors. We had over 20 activities. It was just phenomenal. That's all I can say. I got the wrong thing. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second, family and friends. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That's why. All right. I'm gonna get it. Trust me. Trust me. That's coming out. Present. I just thought of the idea now. That's why.
It's like a last minute upload.
Yeah. My mind's like, okay, Tia, you got to play this. What is that claim? I don't want that. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. Okay. While I'm looking for this, because I'm going to find it, Allison, can you give us one more tip for stalling action for me to find this?
Well, I can say where they can find me because I know we kind of jumped into the back to school thing. But I work at a savvy out of network private practice called Cultivate Therapy. I offer in-person therapy in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and telehealth for kids, teens, young adults all across the state of New Jersey. Our website is cultivatetherapyteam.com. And if you're not sure if you have out-of-network benefits, you're not sure, what that would look like, you can schedule a free consultation with me. And then if that's something that you're like, yeah, can't do out-of-network, I can help you find someone in network that can work with you and kind of help you and your family.
I love it. Okay, I found it. All right, family and friends, this is a recap from an event we did together. The highlight of the day for me. Woo, woo. Traumedy No More Health and Wellness Expo 2024 was a success. Our goal was to educate, motivate, inspire, and transform kids in regard to social emotional skills. We had over 30 sponsors and vendors. Thank you, and thank you again. My team that volunteered and supported for 5 months, thank you as well. I am so grateful that you supported my dream. Thank you for the gifts and donations to the Jamal Gaines Foundation. The joy, smiles, and laughter on their little faces was the highlight of the day for me. We started the day with a dance performance by Maid Stars that tore the roof down. Thank you so much, ladies, for creating a dance for our anthem, I Am Amazing. We had a star-studded stage with performances by Tiger Martial Arts Academy, Steppers with Attitude Step Team, and the Rawway Antlers participated. Then we had over 20 activities inside and outside. Children are faced with rough emotions like anxiety, stress, and depression. They had an opportunity to learn how to manage their emotions by participating in the activities, which included things like the gaming truck, yoga, and breathwork. Special guests included Rawway's mayor, Mr. Giacob, and Dan Bowens from Fox 5 News. We gave out our annual Molly Gaines Scholarship to Dominic Barry White, and I was so excited to receive a proclamation from the town of Rawway for my sunny boy, Jamal Gaines. You can watch more highlights, videos, and interviews on our YouTube channel, Molly Gaines Program. Hey, wow. Looking at that, I'm just like, I did that. Woo! If you saw that and you want to be a part of the volunteer board, please hit me up because I'm like, girl, you got to start working on this now if you want to make it bigger. All right, Alley Cat, I don't know where that came from. Do you have a nickname?
I do. Alley Cat is sometimes my nickname, but
I don't know where that came from. I think I had a friend named Alice and I called her Alley Cat. But anyway, thank you for rolling through. And I'll see you next year. Have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all the wonderful things this time of year. And we will be back next year with a star-studded program for you and your children. Thank you, Allison.
Of course. Have a good one.
Bye. All righty, guys. As we get out of here today, I want to leave you with a little inspirational moment. One thing that is a little bit challenging for me is the pause. I want you to sit in that pause every single day. Maybe it starts with 30 seconds. Maybe it's a minute. And while you're in this pause, it could be meditation, it could be praying. For me, it's praying and meditation combined. But this is going to give you the opportunity to hear. I want you to listen to see what is it, God, that you want me to do? What is it that you want me to be? And realize you can do anything. You, my friends, are in total control of what you say, how you feel, how you surround yourself with. If you don't like the way something is going on in your life, give it a shake, right? You got to move to grow. John Maxwell says in his book, if you want to succeed fast, you have to move, change your environment, whether your environment is your person. Maybe you don't have the ability to move, but change the room around. Move one chair to the other, put some decorations, but you have to change your environment. You have to change your people if you want to change your life. That is my inspirational thought for you today. Pause. I am Stars Tina, your life and health coach. I hope to see you this Saturday. You see the link there, right? Sign up, elevate your business, elevate your life for this visionary transformation. It was nice seeing you all. Peace.